showing you guys how to make a creme brulee with only 3 ingredients. The 3 ingredients you will need are vanilla ice cream, 1 egg yolk, and sugar. It's always important to wash your hands when cooking or baking to get rid of germs that are collected on them. First, preheat your oven to 325 degrees. Next, you will need half a cup of vanilla ice cream. You will need to melt this for about 30 to 45 seconds. Put 1 egg yolk in the ice cream and mix. I forgot to film putting the egg yolk in. Pour your mixture into one of these small dishes. Heat up water and put it into a baking dish. Put the dish with the mixture into your baking dish to bake for 40 to 50 minutes. You'll know when it's done when you stick in a toothpick and nothing comes out on the toothpick. Once cooled to room temperature, cover with plastic wrap. This will need to be chilled for at least 2 hours. Caramelize 1 tablespoon of sugar. Pour the caramelized sugar onto your creme brulee mixture, but be quick because the caramelized sugar hardens quickly. Enjoy!
Hi everybody, my name is Sandra Drake and I'm your host with Quarantine Kitchen. Now while you're stuck inside, many of you guys may get bored and maybe even a little hungry with a sweet tooth. That's why I want to share with you one of my homemade recipes, a homemade strawberry Oklahoma style cake. For this recipe you're going to need your favorite 1 package of white cake mix, 1 small package of strawberry jello, 4 eggs, 1/2 cup of water, 3/4 cup of oil, 3 tablespoons of flour, 1/10 ounce box of frozen strawberries, make sure it's thawed, and 1/2 box of powdered sugar, and that's 1.5 cups. And make sure you also have 1/2 of a stick of butter. Now whenever you finally get your mixture to the appropriate texture, you're going to want to get yourself a 9 by 13 highly greased pan. Now we are using a metal pan, just a tiny little bit bigger, but make sure that you get it very greased up. As you see, I'm getting the sides, the insides, very greased up. And then just pour your mixture into here. The remainder of the strawberries, 1/2 of the butter, and 1.5 cups of the powdered sugar. You want to go ahead and mix it into a bowl such as like this, and then put it on the stove on medium until the rest of the cake is done rising. Now while your cake is still hot, you're going to want to pour your mixture that you made from earlier onto the cake.
We've been in quarantine long enough that we've all become familiar with the phrase practice social distancing. But if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering what that really means, and you're curious to know if social distancing is really going to help with the decline of the coronavirus. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, also known as the CDC, has been telling America for 6 weeks now to social distance and stay 6 feet apart from one another. Simply, this means to stay 2 arms lengths away from each other and avoid gathering in crowded places. People often show no symptoms of carrying the virus even though they are sick. So by practicing social distancing, we can avoid giving someone the virus practically on accident because we didn't even know we had it. Coronavirus can spread when an infected person coughs or sneezes or talks. The droplets from these actions can then land into the nose or mouths of someone nearby. The virus can also spread through surfaces, meaning that the virus can linger on a surface that an infected person touched. So not only is it important for us to stay 6 feet apart, we should also try to avoid touching our eyes, nose, and face. The CDC has recommended that if we must go into public, that we cover our nose and mouth with a cloth face cover, work from home when we can, consider mail order for medications and groceries, and follow our state's guidelines for precautions concerning COVID-19. So, if we continue to practice social distancing and remain quarantined, we can hopefully see some positive change in the future.
In these hard times, many of us might find it harder to entertain ourselves. That's why I'd like to talk to you about one of my new favorite novels, Go Set a Watchman. It's a sequel to the unforgettable childhood novel To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Featuring many of the same iconic characters from To Kill a Mockingbird, Go Set a Watchman perfectly captures a young woman and a world in a painful yet necessary transition from the disillusions of the past. A journey that can only be guided by one's own consciousness. Compassionate, dramatic, and deeply moving, Go Set a Watchman takes readers down to the very root of human behavior. Humor and pathos, love and kindness.
I'm gonna be productive while on this break. I'm gonna eat healthy, exercise, stay clean. It's gonna be great.
All you need is a set, a character, and something to take photos with.
This has affected my life because now I don't leave my house.
I'm going to do a book summary on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. How long have I been trapped in here? One day! Like, oh my god, it's like a plague all over again, and like, it's the new decade and I'm in it.
Okay, hey. You single? Hello? Hello?
What has been the hardest part about the last 7+ weeks?
The hardest part about this whole ordeal is that I can't, with all this free time, I still can't go anywhere. I can't visit friends, I can't go to a store, buy some stuff, look around, everything's online now. It's just absolutely awful.
The hardest part about the last 7 or so weeks would probably be finding the motivation to actually do my assignments.
The hardest part about this 7 weeks being quarantined is probably just staying safe and staying inside. It's very hard to like just not go anywhere and be stuck up in the house all day. But yeah, that's probably been the hardest part.
The hardest part about the last 7 weeks has been being social distancing. I always need to be doing something with someone, or just trying to like be out there in the world and like do something.
The hardest part about the last 7+ weeks has been online school. It's been a huge adjustment for me, and things go wrong to this day, like stuff with my computer, my internet crashing, stuff like that.
I think the hardest part about these past 7 weeks simply has been not being around people. You go from seeing your friends every day at school and visiting family frequently and having 20 little conversations with people throughout the school day to all of a sudden having none of that, and you just have to sit at home alone wishing you could go out to the movies with your friends and not worry about catching a virus.
Have you done or learned anything about yourself that has surprised you?
I learned how to skateboard. I used to not want to do that, like my dad used to try and teach me all the time. and I never wanted to because I was scared, but I figured this would be a good time to do it. And I also found out that I really like art.
I have learned about myself over this isolation period is a new discovered sense of self-drive. I'm no longer just playing video games, I'm playing video games on the hardest difficulty, putting in the extra effort to try and find every single trinket and Easter egg that the developers put in there. Regardless of how frustrated I get, I just keep going.
Something I've realized about myself is that I really like to bake. I'm not that good at it and I fail almost every time, but I think it's the process and trying something new that I really enjoy. I've also been watching a lot of movies, which has not only helped me fill my time, but has also helped me get my mind off the craziness of the world right now for about 2 hours.
What I've learned about myself is that I need to stop freaking out over little things. Before quarantine, I was a perfectionist, and I still am to this day, but now I've learned that sometimes I just need to step back a bit and take a breath. One thing that's helped me a lot has been reading. I like reading comics and novels, anything you can think of. There's nothing in particular.
I learned about myself is I'm a pretty good baker. I have been baking for like a while now, but during quarantine I started baking more, and I made these great like snickerdoodle cookies, and they were so good. And so I've really learned that I can like bake.
What have you missed the most and why?
My friends and like social interaction, because I just really miss my friends. I miss hanging out with them. Like, I took it for granted whenever I was able to.
What I miss the most is probably my friends and family. My grandparents have had birthdays over the break, and I couldn't even go and give them a hug for their birthday. We just had to stand outside the door and talk to them.
Speaking of not being able to see friends, the thing I miss the most is just going to school, finishing classes, power hours, sitting down with friends, eating lunch, joking around, playing the Nintendo Switch, just playing about the same people in classes, just socializing in general, to be honest.
I miss my friends and my family a lot, but I also really miss going out to lunch with my mom and my friends after church on Sundays. Over these past couple of weeks, I've realized that it's the small things that I miss the most.
And I also miss my friends because, you know, friends are really important to me. That's basically who I spend most of my time with, is my friends. So not being able to hang out with them and stay in contact with them and do things with them is very, very difficult.
What I've missed the most is probably just leaving the house, going places, seeing my friends, because normally I see my friends through school.
What I've missed the most are my friends. School is the place I used to socialize, but that's been taken away from me. We had plans for spring break and summer break, but those have been canceled.
What is the one thing you would want to do if they opened up the restrictions tomorrow?
Throw a huge party with all my friends.
I would probably want to go and just hang out with my friends, and we would go out to eat or go shopping or do something fun like that.
I probably want to go out to eat because I haven't been able to eat at certain restaurants I like to eat at.
Probably go out with my friends and family and just go out and shop and get food and things like that.
See my friends. I just really miss my friends a whole lot, because I used to hang out with them a lot and now I just kind of can't, so.
So, what has been the hardest about the past 7 weeks? Just missing friends and missing the sense of freedom that we once had is hard, and I know you're supposed to readjust, and it's hard.
The hardest part for me has been not being able to see my friends and my family, not being able to see people. That's just been something that's been really difficult.
The hardest part about the last 7 weeks, I'd have to say, was being stuck at home and having to adapt to not being at school all the time with your friends and being around your teachers and doing your classwork, which I miss being around my teachers.
Ooh, okay, I'm a little upset that we didn't get to have a prom. That I'll never get to have the experience of having a prom.
The senior moment that I've missed the most was prom, because most everybody got a prom dress or a tux and they were ready to get dressed up and have fun with friends. And I missed graduation, the traditional one that we were supposed to have,
what senior moment did I miss the most and why? I'm going to go with graduation. It really hit me hardest when I actually did my virtual graduation, because something that I was really looking forward to was really seeing all of my classmates, even people who weren't necessarily my friends since kindergarten, who I'd been with since elementary school.
Your moment that I've missed the most was prom, because most everybody got a prom dress or a tux and they were ready to get dressed up and have fun with friends. And I missed graduation, the traditional one that we were supposed to have, but didn't get to happen. But we still got a graduation, which I'm thankful for. We at least got to walk the stage.
Saying goodbye to everyone, like a final goodbye. I mean, the day that we got the letter sent home, it was kind of up in the air, oh, I guess I'll see you Monday or not. And then we got home and senior year was over. And it's honestly hard. It's sad because, I appreciate so many people, so many teachers and friends that I've had for the past 4 years, and I wish I could have gotten a final goodbye, something to close out my high school career.
That I've done that surprised me, I practiced more with my art.
I never thought I could work on my car by myself, but somehow I have managed to look up YouTube videos and work on my car, which is something I never thought I would have been able to do. So I plan on going to WKU. I think that I really want to pursue going into college for film, because film is something that I enjoy greatly, and I enjoy telling stories.
So, I'm going to be going to Western Kentucky, and hopefully there I will get my BSN in nursing and become a registered nurse in the future.
College I'm going to be attending is called Kentucky State University. It is in Frankfort, Kentucky. I'm actually going to be cheering there. I am on the Go Squad. I'm going to be majoring in business administration and minoring in psychology.
I just want to get into the movie industry and become a makeup artist.
So I have a scholars program in July, but that's been moved to online, and I'm just waiting for the fall classes to reopen.
So when schools reopen, I hope that my schedule will be much like a regular college schedule, being able to see people, meet new people, be around people, being able to be in a classroom with other people, because
it's just, I wish that we could have said a final goodbye.
Y'all take care now. Congratulations. Brandon Lake. Thank you for participating in the program, buddy. Really appreciate it. Okay, I shake your hand, but I'm not supposed to. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nathan. Yes, sir. Wolf skill. I hope maybe to see you back. Okay, this is Mr. Sloan. He wants to say hi. Congratulations. All right. All right. Well, thank you. All right.